Welcome back, guys, to the Almost Vegan Mommy, and I am whipping up a batch of Grow a Limback vegetable broth. This is the real deal, y'all. Super easy. Got it out of the Forks Over Knives cookbook, but I kind of add my own little touches to it, including adding some ginger in there. I also add more garlic than they call for, just because I really love the savory, vibrant flavor that this vegetable broth has compared to even boxed vegetable broth, which is kind of bland. So we have celery, carrots, crap load of garlic. Not all the garlic's pictured right here. Got some ginger. I won't use all of this, probably half of it. Got some sweet onion and lentils. You can also add a little sea salt to this, but we are going to start with about 3 or 4 cups of water. It's not a whole lot, but you're going to start boiling your lentils, and while those are starting to cook, that's when you're going to dice all of your ingredients and just add it to a pot. You can see that I am just smashing the garlic. You don't even need to dice it. I'm just smashing it and tossing it right into the pot. So I have about 6 cloves in there. What I love about making this too is I don't have to worry about finely dicing these ingredients. I literally just bulk chop them and toss them right in. It almost kind of reminds me of being a kid. Did y'all ever play outside and get like a big bowl or something and pretend like you were making soup, and you would just throw in like rocks and sticks and leaves and pretend like you were cooking this amazing stew? That's kind of what it reminds me of. Now I am making a huge portion of this just so I don't have to do it twice this week. Probably going to make about 8 to 12 cups depending on when it's over. So instead of just my 4 cups of water, which is what you'll do at the very beginning to just add a boil, I'm actually doubling that. I'm going to do 8 cups of water because I'm putting a lot of vegetables in here. And as it cooks for about an hour and a half to 2.5 hours roughly, you're just going to keep adding a little bit of water. You don't want it to dry out. You don't want those vegetables to come above the water. So see how my onions are sticking above the water? That tells me I need a little more water. Alright, so there we go, y'all. I'm going to initially start this at medium heat till it's in a pretty good raging boil. I'm going to reduce it down to low, medium-low maybe, and let it sit there for kind of as long as possible without it evaporating. Probably about 2 hours. And this is going to be super rich vegetable broth, packed full of nutrients. Makes you really feel good using it in recipes because it has no preservatives in it, like, you know, boxed vegetable broth. It's not just sitting on the shelf. It's fresher, really good vitamins and nutrients, especially for the winter months. You can even see that ginger I have in there. The original recipe from Forks Over Knives doesn't call for ginger, but I added in there just for that added health benefit, especially when it's cold, and for the flavor. Like I said, check it about every 30 minutes while it's cooking. If you see the water starting to go down too much, add about a half cup of water at a time. You don't want to dilute the broth, but you also don't want the vegetables to be sitting up in the air and, you know, not getting those nutrients sucked out of them. So that is definitely at a good boil. I'm going to turn this down to low. You will probably hear my daughter in the background. She's squeaking like a little bird right now. Getting super excited to be in her playpen. Hi! Hi! Alright, so we are going to now strain all the broth we made. Look at that. So you'll see those vegetables are pretty cooked through. I let them simmer for about 2 hours. And I also let this cool considerably just to help get the final nutrients from the vegetables. And also just so it's not extremely hot liquid while I'm handling it, because I'm going to pour it in 2-cup portions into Ziploc bags and freeze it. So we're going to dump this into the strainer real fast to separate the vegetables from the broth. I'm going to let that sit for about 2 or 3 minutes, let all the water really drain from it. Alright, doesn't look appetizing right now, but you can see just how thick this is. This is almost like vegetable stock right now. You can see kind of the powder at the bottom. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of fresh water to this, but once again, not too much, maybe just like 2 cups worth, because I don't want to dilute that broth too much. But then that's about it. It didn't make as much broth as I thought. I was hoping for 8 to 12 cups. This will probably make about 6 to 8 tops. But hey, still, that's considerably, you know, a considerable amount of broth, probably about 1.5 boxes of broth. And it's higher quality too. There's all my leftover veggies. I might munch on these with some sea salt, you know, try and figure out another use for them. These cooked lentils I'm actually going to save because I'm going to make a lentil meatloaf tonight. So I'll recycle those lentils. Alright, actually just a quick snapshot of it real fast. I put it in a Tupperware container so you can see just how much that is. That's actually a good portion of broth right there.